And welcome back, everybody, to another Age Buddies Spotlight, where we review and check out an Age Buddies game. And today we're going to check out Sems. So, Sems is a longtime Age Buddy, and we've actually got two games to watch from him today. So, we're going to do just a little bit of speeding through the Dark Age to see his build and check him out. He's playing here as the Sicilians, and then his opponent in the blue is playing as the Chinese. Looks like he's not off to a perfect start, but I want to focus on Sems. Going to be the main key to our casting here today. And as we see Sems scout and find his woodline, I do want to mention that this Sunday we are having an Age Buddies community day on the stream. We play lobby games and also do some fun game modes like Exploding Kings, which you might have seen on the channel. So, and if you haven't, you can check those videos out and see what it's all about. It's a great time, so go to agebuddies.com. You'll be able to find a Discord link, and that's the best way to communicate, get in contact with the group, or go to my stream. Both those links are also down in the description here. Anyways, let's get back into the game. So we've got a nice build here, and let me slow it back down so I don't miss stuff here, because I got to catch up on some of that. But we have a nice build here. Really good balance, I think. And he's getting his building down. Not going to get housed. He's got plenty of houses. And he's got a pretty good map, too. Sems can wall right here to the edges. And then he can finish his wall here. And even just cut across here. You don't need to go out to this wood line. I would just wrap it and wall towards the TC. Or right in front of it. And then you've got all this space back here to farm. And there's stone. And then you've got your gold. It's kind of on the front. Looks like that is an issue. His other gold is here. So we're going to find out how Blue's map is, but we can find out a little easier than Sems can. He's doing a nice build as well. Looks like it's going well. Probably going to pull in his next boar here soon. This is getting low. But his map is really good. Actually, a wood line to the edge of the wall. He can kind of do a nice wall like this. It's a little bit more walling than Sems has to do. I think Sems has the better map. Just because this is to the edge, but it doesn't actually protect your back. You know, you've got to do a pretty good wall here, and then this is open. So maybe even just he could wall in the same way this way and take advantage of a good amount of space. But I would say he's got better gold position. You can, more easily take this without threat. I think this, well, maybe it's about equal. So that's the map. We kind of know our player, Sems here. We don't know anything about what Blue is going to do. Looks like Blue is doing a good job scouting. He just found Sems now, so that's good. It's going to delay any of his early aggression. I think there's one thing that I know Sems as is he is a very focused player, but he's probably not on the quicker end of things. So he might be a little slow to doing like a feudal aggression or a dark age drush than what might be needed for that kind of build, and and so for that reason, I think he always goes for a feudal age play or just then booms into castle. He's a good player. I've seen him pull off some really good men at arms strats, so I wouldn't put it past him. He did actually remove his barracks there, and Blue did see the remnants. I don't know if he was watching that. Kind of interesting. I'm not sure what Sems is going for. Looks like Blue is just going for a fast castle play, though. He's not up to castle age, or clicked up to feudal age yet. And excuse me. Looks like Sems is gonna put a donjon down in defense. I think this is to protect both the woodline and the gold, so I do like that. As Sems loses his scout over here. I think it was just a single kill, no Vil kills there. I was checking to see if Sems got any. Looks like there was a low Vil, but nothing he was able to get to. So he's first up to feudal. He actually went for the donjon instead of the barracks because he realized he was Sicilians. So that's actually a great move. I didn't think of that. And we're gonna go for some donjons or some sergeants from the donjon. It'll be interesting to see how effective this pressure ends up being because this is kind of a late time to do it. You know, he was at like 21 Vils. Normally you want to be at like 19 Vils if you're doing a men-at-arms rush. For exactly this reason, and that's because blue is kind of going to be walled. It's a really big area he's got a wall though, and he chose to wall all the way out to this gold, which makes sense. He needs access. Instead of the back one here though, which he's going to have to wall anyways. So that actually could be promising. Now, I did say earlier, this is game 1 of 2 that I am showing you. I have not seen either of these games, so we only know that Sems wanted us to see both, and we'll see what happens, and maybe why that might be. Now, Sems is really playing open here, which is very trusting of the world around him. Hopefully by now he realizes that blue is likely going for a fast castle play. And blue is, although he's not where he needs to be on the food. He's out of berries. He's not taking his deer. So this is actually going to be kind of a slow fast castle play. Or it's just a slow feudal age push. So it looks like these sergeants from Sems are going to pay off. But blue did see that with his scout. So let's see if blue can keep this pressure out. Otherwise, they're going to have to do something about this donjon because it's going up. And that's really good. It's going to kick him off of this gold. Now, he does have this gold back here still. And he's already walling for that. So it's not the end of the world, but this is still the pressure you want to see. And this is Sems taking advantage of his earlier feudal pressure. So I like that. Let's look at his eco behind. He's got a good amount of farms, actually. 11 right there. He needs more on wood, so he needs to keep making villagers. Got enough on stone and then enough on gold, so he should be able to continuously produce sergeants and villagers. As once he can get his farm count up, maybe he needs a little more, like 2 or 3 more farms, and he'll be really at a good producing amount. But he's got 2 vills in queue. I think right now it's just a matter of producing than anything. Yeah, he's overproducing the villagers instead of equally producing military. And so Sems, I haven't talked about his elo much. He's at 870. I think now he's actually up to like 950. But around that elo, you're really good at controlling, you know, the production of your villagers, like he is. The hard part is to also produce your military the entire time. So that's going to be something I'm going to suggest Sems work on. I like the second donjon. It's protecting the first, so that's good. It just keeps them both stronger, and you need that. I am just a little curious as to where it could have gone instead. Maybe that's okay. And he breaks in here. But this might be another point of improvement for Sems is to try to scout for some damage, and this is exactly what he's doing. So get some scouting. If you can see this wood line, if you can see that the wood's being taken there, then you can get a donjon up and keep him off of that. Especially if you're coming on a donjon rush or even a tower rush, you want to see where they're taking resources and put pressure there, because now this third donjon, it does, you know, cover the stone here. It protects this donjon, but they don't need that. It doesn't actually do any additional damage, so that's an interesting thing to note. We'll see how that comes back and maybe haunts Sems. And we do have really big walls coming in now. Now I did point out the way that Sems could wall earlier, and he almost had it on this side. But just walling right here, Sems in the future would be better. You just wall from the wood line to the mill here. You get to take this whole wood line. And then you're still protected without having to take too much here, and then have to worry about, you know, stopping any pressure that might come. Okay, so I really like this. You're like, okay, let's put some pressure on the food. Unfortunately, there's a wall there. I really hope that you can get to this in time and place a new donjon down. There it is. And you'll need to send over the guys you've got coming. That's really good though. I like adding the archers into the donjons. It improves the arrow fire to keep them off of the gold. If you didn't know, sergeants in the donjon does not increase the amount of arrows shot. It's just the standard one arrow that you see. But now we're trickling in for this donjon, and that's a doubt donjon. That's really tough. But this is good. Regroup at home. You know what's here though. You see archers, so I want to see another range come down to make some skirmishers. Oh, instead you're going for a blacksmith, and I think your wood is getting stretched here. You're only at 15 on wood. I guess that's still more than what blue has, so you know, props in that regard. But a little more wood would be nice. And you are making skirms, so that's good. And you're sending it forward. I like that too. You just need something for at home. You need probably enough stone and wood here for a sergeant, or not a sergeant, a donjon on this end. And yes, okay, we're throwing down a market. We're gonna wall off this edge, and that's gonna funnel them here. So now you don't have to worry about this. You know, they might stick their archers here, but then you can go over to this wood line and hopefully wall this here. It's awkward to include this wood line, and I get why you wanted to include this gold, like I said earlier, but I think you just have to cut it off. Make a TC out here, like when you're in castle, which you're now headed to. I should focus on that. But when you're in castle age, then you come out here and you build a TC, and you can take that safely. But the donjon at home is gonna save you, and having a wall right here would actually completely save you. Instead, we're gonna see a panic donjon come up, and so many vills are going down. Oh my goodness. So we're losing all of the eco lead we had from our great pressure with feudal, with those donjons. We're still ahead in vills. We're gonna get to castle age around the same time, but but it's gonna be kind of painful till we get there. So I hope you can pull these guys in too. And that works. You know, it was painful to get there, but hey, we're done. Let's just yep. Oh, no, don't. There we go. All right. Let's see what we have here. So we've got 2 sergeants, skirms and archers, and some more archers there. So his numbers are down. He's first to castle. And here we go. I think we're gonna see skirmisher upgrade. Yep, there it is. And I think we add another town center on a wood line. You must be feeling the hurt for wood, especially after the loss here. So that's my recommendation. And if you just turn where these are walled, if you're building them here and here and here and here and here, then you've got so much more wood that's safe. Instead, these archers, which have found this wall, are gonna look for where the wall extends to, and he's gonna come see if you've walled in this end, and likely end up running into the eco here. And it looks like you know about that, and you're running home with everything. So I like the donjons forward, but now we're putting a castle in the same spot. So, you know, one, he's got his castle coming up, which hopefully you've noticed, Sems. But adding the castle here doesn't add any additional value. If anything, you could scout and try to put a castle here to add pressure on that end. Or what would have been really cool is to put a castle here and you take his stone and that prevents him from doing more castles in the future. You do catch his army here, so well played on that. I get why that's where your focus is, but I'm not in love with this castle. Now though, you're building a castle forward and you see your opponent already has a castle, right? So a castle drop does damage when the opponent does not have a castle. But if they have a castle, then this doesn't do anything. Their castle stops you from advancing into their eco with units, with army, which, you know, we have the army lead right now. In our eyes, we've taken out his army and we're bringing it forward. But we've just added a castle forward, so the very next thing we need to do is get to Imp. Right now, Blue is very well understanding of that mission, and he's saving to get to Imp. He is making some archers, but he's naturally about to be at that level. Oh, maybe he's not thinking about it, but it looks like he might be. Maybe I'm giving Blue a little too much credit there. But it looks like he could be very close to getting Imp, and this is where Sems needs to get there as well. Repairing a donjon that is in the range of a castle is really bad too, because all these stone miners are just burning their stone in this castle or this donjon that's gonna go down anyways. You've lost all of that stone that went into repairing it. So I don't recommend doing that. Maybe it was a misclick, could have been. But yeah, his castle did really well to clear up those dungeons. And this is where I think I need to tell you, Sems, to scout. You've got some archers. Just walk them around the edge of the base and look where his base is. You know, you're making a lot of assumptions of what's here. Do you know if there's a wood line? You don't. Or if there's a hill, or where there's extra resources. And you'll find his army that way too. So I highly recommend maybe even adding outposts too on your base sides, so you could see your own extra res a little better. You know, where there might be extra wood lines and relics too. Okay, so we are looks like attacking a barracks. Great work. Adding second and third TC, so I like that, Sems. You know, if you're not doing anything military-wise, you need to be booming. Otherwise, you're just falling behind. And Blue didn't go for Imp, so I really hope Imp is soon on your radar. But you're gonna put a castle right under the fire of another castle. Oh my goodness. And there's a knight here, and all of his army was over here, actually. Where did those archers go? Oh, they're back. Oh, they're back. This is a doubt castle. I don't think the army is enough. Oh no. Oh no. It's going up. It's at 75. It's actually gonna go up. He didn't click the army on the villagers. He just clicked it on a patrol forward. I think this castle's going up. If Sems can click his vills. No! Sems! 92%! They all went away. They need to be clicked. You gotta force them back. Yeah! Grab them, Sems. Oh no. There's not enough here now. And the army isn't here enough. Oh! 96%? Oh my goodness. It's a doubt castle at 96%. And there's a TC here that Sems found. And Sems has been killing eco here. Right now it's a 14-7 lead though for Blue on eco KD, so he's ahead. And that's going to be a clear up. But the army moved right out of position, and that castle goes up now. We need to garrison those vills. They're in, they're safe, and that's a really bad headache for Blue. And these vills are going to suffer the consequences too. And Sems can even bring over these guys to defend from these knights underneath the castle. But Sems needs to keep these vills alive because he has to repair the castle is the next thing. And this is where if I'm Blue, I click Imp. You have the res, you need to think about it. Blue, if you ever see this video, you need to click Imp right now. especially if you're being castle dropped. The person who's castle dropping has way less economy than, or sorry, military typically, and typically economy too. But the eco is just actually off the rails. You know, let's look at this idle TC time. Blue has just constantly been idle this game. He's at 2 TCs, so it's skyrocketing more. But Sems, to his credit, has always been producing. So despite his losses, he's actually persevering. And he's, you know, going to keep this castle alive too, which is great. I'm curious to see if he's clicked the other castle. It looks like he's, where's that castle shooting? Yeah, it's shooting militaries. That's good. That's what you want. You want it to support and shoot these archers. And that ram is not going to do enough. So that's again, a really good situation. And there's those vills that they're going to repair. Perfect. It's beautiful. Sems, you need to go to Imp now too. You've got 5 TC, 4 TC back home here. Spam that wood, make farms, go to Imp. You need more than 4 on gold as well. So one of those TCs, you need to have a rally point set to gold. And then, you know, casually get up to Imp. I would just idle your TC and get up to Imp. Typically, you'd actually be behind in villagers, so it's kind of a good throw for your opponent to have been so idle this game. And now he is all out of gold. What is Blue doing? I don't know if Blue actually knows about the Imperial Age now. Oh my goodness. Oh, and Blue wanted to buy a castle and has bought a castle. That's what he did with all his gold. Oh my goodness, that makes so much more sense now. But he pulled villagers over from here. No. Oh, but Sems clicked the castle. Sems, click the villagers. Let the castle shoot the villagers. Oh, you definitely want to kill the villagers here, not the foundation. It's just not a good move. Maybe that was an incidental click again, but patrolling with Q, you select your village, your group of army, and you patrol them into a fight is always the best spot to do it in. That's what I would recommend doing. Okay, so that castle is going to go up. Let's take a look at where Sems is sitting at. He's got 1,000 wood, no food, no gold. He's not able to get to him. Neither is Blue, though. And we have 9 military. Looks like we're making a stable, so we might go for Sicilian Cavalier, which Sicilian do get good Cavalier. Let me check. Where's the... Oh, did I click here? Oh, where's the... Civ? Hold on. Okay, well, I don't know where that is. Something must be up with the capture age window there, because it should let me see that. Anyways, this castle is going down. And Sems is getting First Crusade. He actually has 5 TCs, so First Crusade, if you don't know, when you research this unique tech, will produce 5 sergeants from every dungeon. So without any resources to make military and only having 3, he's pulling the button for the Sicilians and is going for First Crusade. So we're gonna hear a shout in about a second. Oh no, Capture Age doesn't get the shout, so that sucks, but you see at each TC, there's 5 sergeants that are all gonna be called to duty, and Sems is gonna get them all onto the front lines of his war here. And I hope he's really thinking about, oh, he's going to stay in castle, and he's going for rams, which is actually a really good play versus an opponent on archers, which is still what Blue has. Blue is actually making vills now, so he's fully booming in that regard again, which is good for him. Because Sems is actually pulling ahead, 90 to 60 eco lead, and I think that score is very reflective of that. if it's late game castle, guys, and you're down by 2,000 score, but you've held your own in fights, it's likely the eco behind it. So something to be aware of. The Rams here that are unprotected are just going to go down to one sergeant, and this castle's going down. The Rams are going to be attacked by villagers. Sergeants are ready for that, and crossbowmen. But the Rams aren't going to be stopped by those crossbowmen, and there might be just enough infantry here to make it count. And I think we do have +2 on the armor here, which is great. So there goes the castle, and I think next is the TC. And is Blue going to resign here? Is he going to still think he's got the upper hand? And Sems ignoring the vills, saying, nope, the TC's coming down. Some sergeants are ejected now, and theirs are going to kill the vills, which is perfect. And yeah, that TC's going down, and I think, Sems, you just eject your sergeants or you run away. Those are only two options. And they might not have enough numbers here now to make that count. So this is likely going to cause a lot of issues. Maybe you don't even fight the crossbow. You just hide in the Rams. Yeah, there we go. So Sems is pulling back. He's going to regroup, which is a really smart move. And it's actually to his benefit too, because he has the eco lead. He can replenish and get that army number back up much quicker than Blue can. We have some Rams here too from Sems now. They are unprotected though, so they're going to go down to some villagers. So Sems dying to the same mistake his opponent himself was making. Not dying, but losing a couple Rams kind of needlessly. And I guess we're not pulling back. We're just attacking this angle here and this angle here. And the crossbowmen are split now from Blue both ways. I don't think this goes down. This is full of sergeants, so maybe it does. I think you need to eject some of those, though, if the vills come over. Oh, but that sergeant is protecting. And the castle stays up with plenty of HP, over half. The Ram here is we're just working away on some farms, so just some idle there. I think you eject the Ram, or it's going to eject when it dies here. Hopefully can kill off those crossbowmen, but we do need an answer for that. And it looks like Sems is finally on the way to Imp. So we are going to Imp. We've got the eco for more military. We're staying in sergeants, and I wonder if we're going to go for any Rams. We do have mangonels, so that's going to be our answer. We're not going for skirms, we're going mangonels. But this is just devastation for Blue. You know, he's losing vills here. The sergeants will get cleared up, but heavy losses, actually. So, you know, we're down to two TCs for Blue, about 50 vills to Sems 5, and I'm curious if we see Blue resign when Sems hits Imp. Blue might be under the impression that Sems is all in, and that he doesn't have much more left to fight with, or that he's only going to stay in Castle Age. We'll see if he thinks about going to Imperial himself, but will Imperial Age be the defeating morale boost, or will Sems be able to push now with Trebs? Find out. 5 seconds here. And there shouldn't be any game sounds. There we go. We're at... Wait, oh yeah, there we go. We pop capped for Blue. I think I had the game selected. Sorry if the audio is weird all game, but really, really good onager shots, excuse me, mangonel shots, completely clearing up Blue's army. Now he has nothing, and Sems is in the Imperial Age. Are we gonna see a GG, or is this just more for Blue to fight against? Let's find out. This is a really, really well played game, and it turns out Sems wins it there. Blue resigns, maybe not calls the GG, but that's where the game is over with. So really well played. Open and shut case with Sems. Now I'm curious. I have not seen the other game, so We're gonna go into that next. And if we find out that that other game was the lead up to this game, then we're gonna see where those mistakes really were learned to give us this wonderful win. Because that was a wonderful, wonderful game. A little bit of a slowdown in the push, but it really he pulled it up together there. So let me take you away real quick here. Let's transition over to that other game. But real quick, sorry, we're gonna check these stats out first, just to see some of this. Looks like Blue actually had the better KD, so churning through a lot of Sems military aggression. But overall you could see the benefits are with Sems. Just the res collected completely outshines Blue, and I think that goes to the idle time that Blue had versus Sems. Even if Sems is the slower player, and we saw this earlier, early game, Blue is doing really, really fast movements, and Sems is on the slow end here, even getting down to 9 or 8. So speed is not everything. Really good, well played by Sems. Yeah, let's go check out that other video. So this is the game 2, and we're gonna just play it on here. And in between games, while I switched the Rex here, I did double check my notes, and this was actually played right before the game we just watched. And so I'm going to keep the order. It's a little backwards, and I apologize for that. You can say noobcaster in the comments. I'll take that flack all day long. But Sems faces off as the Sicilians, and that other game he actually got random and got random for it. So this is probably a civ he had picked, and the other player here, Seamaster, picked Sicilians. So we're gonna see what Seamaster does with the Sicilians, and find out there. We did see the last game, Dark Age, so I'm gonna speed up at least double and give some tips, just see where maybe he can do some improvements, um, and, and and then get to the meat of the actual game here, because this is a 2 game in 1, and I don't want it to be extraordinarily long to the point where you lose any kind of value from it. But let me know if this is something you like or don't like, and I can do more of it or less in the future. But really nice scouting from Sems. 3 on wood still. He is split on to sheep, so that's interesting instead of taking the boars. So a little late on that, but gets that boar in, which is fine. I think he's looking for his other boar, or did he take it already? Okay, he must have taken it. That's interesting. Okay, so now we are getting into feudal age. So this looks like about a scout timing for Sems, and Seamaster is actually behind this game. So Sems is outperforming his opponents on this level, and yeah, we're going straight for a scout or a stable with scouts. We'll take it down to 2 times here, and starting to wall. And this is a nice map too. It's much more open than the other map. So this wall to the edge is actually really nice, and then maybe we can wall here to the wood and just wall to the TC. And then you get some room back here, but it's kind of going to be hard, so playing open isn't horrible either, playing with army. When I go scouts, I go for like 3 scouts initially, and then I'll try to go for some spearmen if I know that they're on a scout timing as well. That timing made for feudal age for Seamaster here though actually does kind of point to a castle age timing, or maybe just a late push. And I say that as I see sergeants are queued up, so it looks like Seamaster went for a dungeon right away, and on the stone too, stone and wood. And this is looking very familiar to the dungeon that Sems placed down on the stone, and not the stone, the gold and the wood last game that I thought was interesting. He placed it right after he deleted that barracks, so he clearly had picked up something from this game. And he sees that tower now. He sees that the scouts aren't going to do much. That tower is going to actually protect them. Scouts can't do much fighting under the under arrow fire in Feudal Age. You can do the armor upgrade, which you always should first, and looks like if I can snag one, looks like he doesn't have that yet. But that's good. That's 2 eco kills for Sems. That's actually really good damage. So, you know, maybe it's not bad news for you yet, but that bad news is here. And a donjon shows up while you're focused over here on your scout push. You know, you're up to 5 scouts, and I don't think we're going to see this until now. And yeah, we're going to start pulling away our vills. And you want to put, yep, there we go, delete these farms. He just did that. Really nice. Yeah, oh, that's just bad. I think there's a waypoint set on one of these trees, and the vills are trying to walk around to get another angle at it. So we're gonna tower that off and get some scouts fighting over here at home. The double donjon protecting the base. Now that tower isn't gonna be able to, or excuse me, the donjon isn't gonna be able to get rushed by Sems. But that tower is. Actually, that tower's not in the worst spot because it's kind of protected by the TC, but they're going to get in and break in here. Now, Sems is just retreating, but what he could do is put a stone gate here and then another to the tower, and that would at least funnel them this way towards the TC, and it would still work as a wall in that way. But yeah, this tower isn't completely protected. There's still spots outside of the range for the TC to miss, and that's not going to get garrisoned even. So repairing this actually doesn't do anything good, and I see Sems is also getting some nice kills here, so, you know, red is panicked at home. I like that. Pull those back. Maybe you can lure some under the TC fire, and will Sems notice this? He's now under the TC fire. And kills the spear, actually. Only loses 2 scouts. Third there, actually. And I think this is where we're seeing Sems notice the strength of the donjon strategy here. That donjon's down, but so's your tower. And you've got some vills fighting sergeants here, which is kind of imbalanced, if you ask me. Again, really good job to get some shots off from the TC, though. Like, that's well played. Like, that's a huge loss for red. Like, you're seeing that score difference shoot up. That's directly because the high value of the sergeants being lost there. And we do have scouts on the front still. So Sems is staying feudal. Actually, just clicks Castle Age there, and is on stone. So I think we'll see a castle here. And maybe Sems didn't lose to this strat, but just took it and refined it. And that's what we saw in the domination last game, but really doing a good job. This is exactly what you would want to do to try to fend it off. If you can stop it with towers, that's great. But the real trouble is when there's 2 donjons next to each other. I was actually surprised they were able to the vills were able to punch it down so quickly, though. And then this is good. Just get back to work, get your eco up, and that's really where you've got a really big lead. Eco KD is 6-1, so Sems is playing out of his world here. And we did lose all of our scouts, but that's okay. Got some kills, you got some distraction, and you're on the way to Castle Age, with the castle definitely on the way. That's 100% on mind. We just saw some more get shifted there, and I think we're going to see some ranges for maybe Cav Archer. Persians, you know, they do get trash crossbow, so maybe we'll see that researched, and a bunch of farms go down instead. Okay, so you hit Castle Age. Typically, when you hit the next stage, you want to get immediate value, and that is true when you're being pushed too, because you're having a lot of pressure put on you. You need to make sure that you can stay ahead and stay alive. So if you get to Castle Age and drop 3 TCs, but then, you know, you're still getting pushed on your eco, then that's not going to do anything. So we're getting a siege workshop. That's exactly what I'd want to see. A ram. You get some ranged units to protect the rams, and you push down all these donjons, and you're at a wonderful spot. Once you start seeing these donjons go down, add a second TC on the gold, or a gold and a wood, and you rebalance the eco that way. And then you push forward for a castle drop. Now, when you hit, if you hit Castle Age with the timing that Sems did here, and you know that your opponent has been pushing, when you hit Castle Age, expect them to either go all in on their push or to go to Castle Age. And if you see the all in come within like 2 minutes, then you know it's an all in. Otherwise, you know it's a Castle Age push. So we're gonna go for a castle. We're just gonna kill all these donjons with the castle. I don't mind that at all. You take back control over all the res, your resources here, and then you can save the rams for a push forward when you have your military built up. And that really does nullify every single one of these donjons. Even this one here, it is clipped, so that will be ranged by the castle. And I hope we get the archers over here. They'll take some damage under the donjon fire, but yeah, this is just really good. I think that ram actually is a worthy sacrifice. It's protecting the vills and ensuring the castle goes up. So really, that ram did take down all of these donjons in a way. Indirect, but in a way. And I wonder if this vill will drag those guys out to be shot by the castle fire. And nice repairs too from Sems. So let's see, what is Sems thinking about next? He does know about that much of his base, about everything you'd need to know. And we're going for the one ram repair. This is so really smart. You don't need this many vills. I'd put more back on wood. I think you could use a little more, or put them to farms, and take it from there. Yeah, there they go into the castle, and shot, and ram, last one here. So red is kind of dead. Red did actually get to Castle Age, so sorry I didn't notice that to point out. But looks like Red did decide to go for the Castle Age instead of the all-in push. So one of the two, and this is going down next. Yeah, so now I'm kind of curious what Sems goes for. If he's going to stay on crossbow, or if he's going to go for a stronger unit. There goes his second TC. Now that the donjons are done, I really like that. Just smart overall. It's a good timing. It's a good pacing for when you should add eco versus when you need to add any military. And it's on the gold too. It's an exposed gold, so that's really nice. One thing though, Sems, if you could work on just figuring out how you're gonna wall. You know, when you're sitting in Dark Age, that's kind of the only thing you should work on. Find your sheep. You know, get the start of your build. When you've got your second 4 in, then start thinking about how you're gonna wall. So well, the ram actually, maybe no. I think the elephant was being attacked by the cougar or jaguar there. I think it was a jaguar, and a single ram is gonna waltz right into a bunch of sergeants and get immediately taken down. So. I'm not sure what was clicked there, or if that was intentional, but interesting choice. And we are making a couple men-at-arms, another ram, and I hope a lot more crossbow or siege. Oh, that's bad. Yep, you don't want to take him to the elephant. Save the elephant. But Red is now going to know something is up here. We might see Red switch to get a castle. He only has 2 on stone right now. Let's see if that improves. He did think about getting the upgrade for it, and yep, he's adding some more to stone with that TC. So that's going to be, even off that TC, that's going to be a new focus of getting a castle here on the front, or even just more donjons. But he's going to run right into some elephants. I think there's 2. And the trample damage is impressive on these elephants. Oh my goodness. So this is where unit control is really important. Thankfully, Sems pulled back there. But they're going to both run right for them again, because these guys are just patrolling, and they didn't see them only barely last time. Looks like they're patrolling on a no-attack stance. So really interesting. How does this play out? I think it's just too much. Not enough trample damage. Oh no, and Sems is going to lose some elephants there. Those are expensive. So you really want to muster those up at home and then parade them together. And you really need like 6 at a minimum. And oh no, the army is just being found out one at a time. It did actually clear a good amount of sergeants, so you know they're not lost for nothing. It's not exactly tradeless, but not exactly the best. And yeah, we're gonna see a ram militia siege push here versus sergeants, and he's going, going. I think just a little bit of patience here from Sems, and maybe a focus on another castle forward would be good to secure your push. Because right now, the only thing securing your push is your army, and if your army doesn't do the job they need to do, and they're not together, then this push might, oh no, it might really turn back against you here. Although it is a lot of pikemen. But the numbers is just enough, and that donjon actually might go down anyway. Nope, it does not. And there are a bunch of pikes being shot by a scorpion, but there's nothing to protect that scorpion, and the elephant goes down. So that's going to be a clear for Sems. I think he's going to have to refocus all of his efforts here. Pick 2 units, a gold and a meat shield. That's kind of how you have to think about it. So you go for elephants, and then you go for something to meat shield the elephants. You know, you could go for like, you know, in this case, you could go for food crossbow, and that would be good against the pike. If you're gonna play a meat shield, your meat shield should counter whatever counters your gold unit. So if I'm playing Savar as Persians, and Halb is my counter to Savar, then my meat shield, if I'm playing it that way, would be something that would counter that. So I could probably just go for pikemen as the meat shield, and then the Savar is still going to win the fight because it's not taking all of the damage, but it's putting out as much damage as a Savar does. And I think we need to see Imp from Sems here. We are going to speed up here again to see kind of how this starts to shake out. I think both players are going to start building either military or economically. And I want to see, did Sems did not see that castle. He just barely missed it. But he is going to find all the villagers on gold. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, so just walking around and clicking in would have been better, but nothing he could have done there. And you don't want to fight under the TC like that. I think that still is a winning fight, but it's not the best trade. You're trading for food units there mostly. But red is completely idle. Well, not completely, but idle under this TC, and is losing villagers. So this castle isn't actually protecting anything. Really, really good job for Sems. He gets a lot of good value and takes the eco lead. And just like last game, we're seeing his eco lead is now compounding to re-afford him that military he just lost. So he just lost his military, but he's already back to producing more than what red has, more than what red can produce, what red can field. And I think we see another castle come on here. Another strength showing here. Looks like Sems is producing more from his TC. Looks like he could be more efficient with his workers. Looking like he keeps more villagers idle more of the time. And I'm curious, I think that's just some buildings and some rallies that need to be updated. And to fix that too, Sems, whenever you build something, just get in the habit of of the last building you queue them to do, you put them on wood afterwards, and they become a wood villager. And then I would just put 1 TC to wood, 1 to stone, 1 to gold if you're in castle. Or then once your stone and gold are at like 10 to 15 villagers, like 13 is plenty, and it would be the same for stone. Then you put everything onto wood, and then you know, occasionally pull your wood lines and turn it into food. And that's just the quick way to boom. And it's hard to do. You have to get into the rhythm of it, the routine. But once you get there, it really pays off. So this is really good from Sems. He's putting a lot of buildings forward, a lot of production close. And this is something that Red could see if he put some outposts up, and he'd have a lot more awareness on. But he's also keeping his villagers close by to repair these castles if he needs to. And I think we're going to see more rams instead of trebs, but Sems could sell some food and click up here pretty quickly. Another decisive score lead too, if you see that down here. Again, I think that just reflects the eco behind. And yeah, there's Imp from both players. Very close in terms of that regard. But nearly double, actually double. Double the villager count for Sems over Seamaster here. And looks like we have cured our efficiency here. But it does show you, you know, you were at 50% efficiency, now you're at 80. It shows you the importance of that. And let's see how this fight goes. There's enough rams. I think that castle will go down. But we're going to see Sems lose a lot of army to get there. But that might be a worthy trade. It's kind of inadvisable to push right before you hit Imperial Age, though. Because, you know, now you could have Trebs attacking this, and this goes down even quicker. But without that, you're likely gonna, oh no, lose your Trebs to the army here. And now you have more Rams, but they could have been upgraded too, and they could have army with them, and they're just pushing in naked, and oh my goodness, this is a really, really tough loss of all of your military here. That is less than ideal, to say the least. I think you need to pull these elephants back and keep them home. Luckily, the monks aren't close enough, but that's a really, really big danger when you have war elephants, because you don't want your opponents to get war elephants. And this is good. Just stick a bunch of crossbow here, and this is really good too. I like the switch in Cavalier. Go for Savar. Make some Trebs, protect the Trebs, push together, and you get there in the end for sure. But you need to keep all your military alive, and you need to keep your siege alive. And I don't know why it's not showing the civs there. Maybe I have an issue with my capture age. Nope. I wanted to be able to see the what upgrades he actually had. Can't. Let me click his. I can't see it there either. I didn't know if he got the wood or the food and wood archers yet or not. This is good too, though. Sems is taking all of the map control, so he gets all of the res on the map. And I think he sees all of it too. Yeah, he sees all of it. You know, maybe I needed to restart my capture age before the second cast. That was probably the issue last game too. We'll figure that out. But finally, we have some Trebs coming. I think they're going to be coming from, okay, from here. And we have conscription. That's really nice. And I'm curious, does Seamaster know about T90? He might not, because he's trickle trebbing. But we have a push from Sems anyways, and elite sergeants are here to stop the push. And those are going to absolutely destroy these men-at-arms. Or longswordsmen. The archers are nice, but they are only crossbows. And I can't see, we do have Bodkin. but I don't know if we have enough here, meat shield wise, and you might just need to hide your crossbowman in. And I think Sems is gonna have to prepare to lose that treb and should pull that treb back. Oh, he might just have enough here actually. Looks like the war elephants did serve a purpose. They did turn into a meat shield. And yeah, we're okay. We're taking this castle down. I think we'll get some repairs on this one. We really need to have it down. But the hill is just smoking this other castle. And now we're gonna be able to rush these trebs and push into his base from there. Seamaster calls the GG, and that is the game, folks. That is actually 2 back-to-back wins for Sems. Again, this was the first game of the 2, but you see Sems really learned that strategy. He saw the tactic that Sea Monster employed, clearly liked it, and as we saw, used it in his own way to get the win. But arguably, I would say that Sem's ability to have a higher res collected in both games led to his winning. You can go back to where I showed the the stats of the first game, but he had a significant lead there too, and that goes back to his society here, his vills collected. Um, so, we're looking at 2 minutes into the game. It's even. Not even what 2 minutes later, Sems is a 3-vil lead. So it's all about producing, and that compounds all of your resources over time. Even right here, you see Sems lost Vils. There was actually a moment where Sems lost Vils and got caught up with Seamaster, but Seamaster's idle time brought him back to, more than a double lead, a double double Vil 50% more Vil lead. Anyways, yeah, uh really fun games to watch, really interesting, well played by Sems. Um and there's his EAPM. Again, he is slower on everything, but his consistency with his Vil production, even his military production, after he would lose his armies, was more than enough to keep him in the game, and get the second win, and even learn and adapt from his opponents. So with that, I just want to leave you with one more thing that Sems is a member of the Age Buddies, and every Sunday we do community days where we play lobby games and fun diplomacy settings, and get new members involved. The group is open to friendly players that want to have some fun with Age of Empires 2 with a nice group setting. And we also do stuff off stream. So all the links are in the description. Uh, but we're an active group throughout the week. The Discord is always active, always a great spot to connect with players, do 1v1s, find out information about tournaments, play team games, learn strategies, and then just all around have a good time. Even find some practice partners there too. So check us out, agebuddies.com. But yeah, until the next time, take care.